Well, when did you think of this?
About a couple weeks ago.
Oh, this is very crazy.
Mentally irregular. Look, you thought of this 1 second before me. That's 1 second that's hard for my intelligence to handle.
I know, but I thought you told me after we did the review for Rocky 1 and Rocky 2 that you learned to live with it.
I lied.
Oh, you lied! Well, so now we just gotta do Rocky 3 together then.
Yeah, together, you know, no cameras, no nothing. No other people, just you and me.
Except, well, there is a camera and there's
Oh, that's right.
Everyone's watching.
That's right. That's the audience right there. Hey, what's up?
Hi there.
It's Rob from Movie Review Time. I can talk in my normal voice now.
I can't.
I'm joined by Dan, Rocky Balboa 101.
Howdy.
And we're back continuing on with the Rocky reviews. And what are we going to talk about today?
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Survivor.
Yep, we're here to talk about Survivor and their song, I Have a Tiger.
Did they also do Burning Heart?
Yep.
Okay. Cool, man. Survivor, they're all about Rocky, man. So yeah, Rocky 3. Would you say that this is the most popular Rocky?
I wouldn't say it's the most popular. I definitely think it's one of the two most popular. I think 4 is probably what most people go to. But this is the film that they kind of started to veer away from the drama and go more of the entertainment value. There's both in this film.
Oh yeah, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, and it's definitely a very entertaining film. That you have some great scenes, and one of the most, well, I don't know if do you think Clubber Lang or Drago is more memorable?
I guess it depends. They're both different, yet I think Clubber Lang, I want to say he's more of a, I want to say tougher villain because of the fact that he beat Rocky.
Yeah, and it's almost like Clubber Lang is like an evil Rocky. Don't you think?
Yes.
Because he was
it was like a clone.
Yeah.
He was fighting himself.
Yeah, because he's a southpaw and a brawler. But he's just a villain in a sense.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it was like he really he beat Rocky at his own game.
Right.
Really.
So think about all the Rocky movies. Who beat Rocky? Like who? No one. I mean, there was decisions, right? In the first movie, it was decision.
Right.
But I mean, Apollo didn't actually beat him. He didn't knock him out or anything like that.
Right.
Rocky actually lost in Rocky 3 against Clubber.
Yeah, and in fact, Rocky had to change his fighting style to beat him.
So that, in my opinion, that makes Mr. T, or AKA Clubber Lang, the toughest villain out of all the Rocky villains.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like that. So this is the first film, and I guess this is only part 3, but where there's a time jump. You know how we talked about how Rocky 2 starts right where the first one left off?
Right.
So there's a 3-year gap.
And you can see that in his son, too, because his son was born in Rocky 2, and then...
And they, at the beginning of the movie, they do that montage, which, it was really smart. In that montage in the beginning, it shows Rocky becoming civilized.
It covered a lot. Like, it covered his fights.
He had 10 fights.
And all the commercials, all the stuff, he's buying a motorcycle.
Yeah, like you see him, just like Mick said, getting civilized. Like, oh, he started to do commercials. He never was able to do that before.
He's in magazines and stuff
like remember he got like in like super like physical shape. And like more money spending, more like television appearances and everything. And all while this is going on, you have Clubber Lang, who is training just like Rocky used to train, like on the streets and really just exactly how he used to train.
And he's at every Rocky fight too, like watching him, like he pretty much he's disgusted, but he's also like studying him, like, oh, I can beat this guy. And so then Clubber Lang in the background is training himself like at his apartment and like running up and down the streets like Rocky used to. And here's Rocky training in this nice gym with balloons and like fanfare going on and like the press and all that stuff, and it's almost like he became Apollo.
I was just gonna say that.
Oh, sorry.
No, you are. That's exactly right, because Apollo Creed in the first Rocky movie, he totally took the fight too lightly.
Yeah.
And Rocky did the same thing. He became Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Right.
Yeah. that was yeah.
I would say, I know you mentioned this before. This is probably the Rocky film I've seen the most because this was always on television. Whenever this is odd, television they'd always play the first Rocky. I never ever really saw Rocky 2 on television. Like almost never. Rocky 3 and 4 always on TV. Like I remember just watching, this all the time. And my dad had it recorded on a blank VHS tape along with Rocky 4. So this and Rocky 4 are the, I've seen them the most. But this one I definitely see the most because man, there's just so much going on in this movie.
Now, was this the first Rocky movie you saw or no?
It might have been. I don't know. I honestly cannot remember. I know Rocky 1 was not the first one, but even though I did see it at a young age, it was not the first one. I know that for sure. But I can't remember which one I saw first. I mean, it might have been Rocky 2 or 3. It might have been. I honestly can't remember.
This was definitely the first Rocky movie that I had seen. We had it on our Betamax recorded, and I watched it all the time, and I just thought it was great. I would quote lines. My dad, I just remember this one time we were watching it, and it was a scene where Rocky's like, ain't so bad, you ain't nothing. And the conquest music starts up, and I remember quoting it as we're watching it. My dad behind me was just laughing. I just remember that specific, but this movie, of course, and it did more money than the first two films. And
right,
I think,
it was successful.
Yeah, so I think Stallone, I don't really know why he decided, let's put some more entertainment value in it, but it succeeded in making the series even more popular than it already was.
This movie also shot off a lot of people's careers, like Hulk Hogan and Mr. T.
Both.
And even Stallone himself. I mean, it really, because he got in pretty good shape for this movie. I mean, he kind of slimmed down in a way, but he was still in great shape.
Yeah, going back to what you just said too, like Hulk Hogan, he even admitted when he was introduced into the Hall of Fame, he said it's Stallone's doing that Hulk Hogan became Hulk Hogan. Like, that's why, I mean, he was in it was, I think, WWF still at the time, but he said that he asked Vince McMahon if he could be in this, and Vince was like, no. But Hogan did it anyway, and then he became so popular that's when
Vince is probably like, oh man.
Yeah, so that's how Hogan became big, and Mr. T too became super popular after this movie, and he had his own cartoon show and everything like that. So yeah, I guess we can talk about the premise, which I guess we've gone over already. Of course, it's 3 years later. He's had 10 title defenses. And you
have all the returning people from the other movies.
Even Adrian has become accustomed to like the rich life. If you kind of watch the movie, do you remember like during the montage, she's all cheering him in the crowd and being like, "Oh yeah!"
Right. Yeah.
When they go to the statue unveiling, she's all like, "Oh,
like riding the motorcycle and like sleeping in their bed. Like he gets her a present, and she's like, "Rocky, or you didn't have to do that."
You're right, but he did. So then, you got Clover Lang interrupting the statue ceremony, and Mick's like, "You're doing this without me," and Rocky's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Those fights were all handpicked. Like I was protecting you," and it was devastating to Rocky. He felt like he'd kind of been betrayed in a sense, and that's why he felt like he had to fight Clover, but then he still didn't take the fight seriously and then loses.
Wait, what am I thinking? That didn't happen in Rocky 3. That happened in Rocky 4, where he gave Adrian the present, I think, right?
Oh, you mean the watch?
I was thinking of something else. Okay. But yeah, like you said, he was. It's almost like a rise to fame thing, and getting caught up in it. But I'll tell you what, a scene that I never forget, and it's like one of the best ones. It's so weird, like the whole beginning with Paulie being drunk, and then he goes into that arcade and he sees a Rocky a game machine, and he throws his bottle at it, and just that whole scene is so weird because it's like it's like you look at Burt Young and he's like he's staring at him like, what the hell's going on? And so he ends up in jail, and then there's that really cool confrontation between him and Paulie, Rocky and Paulie, where he gets him out of jail.
Right.
And there's that cool back and forth thing going on. And
I like that they do the callback to the watch. Remember in Rocky 2, he gave him the watch, and he's like, "You gave me this stinking X-Lex watch.
No, leave it down.
Never get good time anyway." That whole beginning sequence where Paulie's in the bar and that whole thing you just talked about, that still feels like Rocky 1 and Rocky 2. Like,
it does.
I mean, like the feel of how it was filmed and everything, it still felt like that. But then after that, everything kind of changes the feel of the movie. It definitely feels like Stallone did it differently, you know?
Yeah, so like all the characters come back, of course, and like, you know, Clubber Lang, he basically challenges Rocky, and Mick doesn't want him to, but Rocky wants to because he feels like he's been carried, you know, like you were saying before, and so he, you know, they say one more fight, and then he's done. He's retired. Now, how many times has he said he's retired? Like, I mean, it goes on. It goes on. Yeah. But
except part 1, that's only one.
Mickey was the one who warned Rocky, like, hey, you know, Clubber's hungry. You're not hungry anymore. You haven't been hungry since you won that belt. And Rocky don't listen. He just doesn't listen. But it's that fame gone to his head. But you know what? Like, he took the fight lightly. He ends up losing to Clubber. Clubber's the champion. And then in walks Apollo Creed.
Now, before we get to that, let's talk about Mick's death.
Okay.
He died.
Right. And
and no one cared.
Well, are you glad they did that? I mean, do you think the movie was better that he died and then Apollo stepped in? I mean,
I think it needed to happen to have Apollo and Rocky have their relationship get better.
I understand that.
I don't know how. Well, actually, I do know. How do you feel about the circumstances of how he died? Because I get it that remember earlier you see during the Thunderlips fight, he's like, oh, like remember his heart's kind of bothering
problems,
him.
Yeah.
But remember, they kind of make it seem like I always felt that Clubber Lang was what caused Mick to
because
die.
he pushed him.
Yeah,
at the end.
I don't know if when I look now, I don't know if I like that was put into the movie because
it made him seem like he was even more of an asshole, like more of a
or that he caused it.
Yeah,
like couldn't it have just been like the scuffle was going on and then he just has the same thing happen?
It's almost like Rocky has a vendetta against Clubber because of that.
Yeah, but then they never go back.
They never
to
address it. Yeah,
but so I don't know if I like that he pushed him, but
I'm just wondering if Mickey would have stayed in, what things could he have done different to train Rocky? It's like nothing.
He would have still lost.
He would have
because he didn't. He might have lasted a little longer.
Right.
Because when he was out there, he was all concerned and stuff.
It was a genius idea though to bring Creed in and like.
Yeah.
I never would have thought they would have brought Apollo from the other two movies. Don't you think it makes, you know, it's like these two were battling out and now they're friends and like working together. It just I love that storytelling.
Yeah, and I feel like this movie cements it even further that Apollo is the better fighter because when he's training Rocky and stuff, it's like, remember Rocky, like to be a technical fighter. That's the whole point. He needs to be a technical fighter, and it was so hard for Rocky to learn the technicality of boxing because Rocky was just like a brawler.
Yeah.
So I just feel like that kind of cemented Apollo as, I feel like, the superior boxer.
Oh, for sure. It would have been interesting to see who would have won if Apollo in his prime were to fight Clubber.
That would have been. Everyone wanted that because remember in the ring he pushed him and stuff.
Right. Come on, Creed.
I know. You almost wish that could have happened.
Oh man. People are even talking about who would win between Clubber and Drago. It's like, that's another tough one.
You know, it's funny. If these Rocky movies were made nowadays, they would have taken the 6 Rocky movies and probably made 12 movies. Because they would have had those side movies.
Yeah. They would have had side movies.
Yeah, Apollo versus Clubber Lang and stuff like that. But yeah, so then you got Rocky not training very well, and of course Adrian comes up and.
But it's all a mix of his emotions. Like since Mickey died, he's not training hard because of that, and it's like he's afraid. He's stuck and afraid. Like he doesn't know what to do, and so it's like
he does. Like that whole when he found out that he had been carried during those fights, he doubts himself that I'm not really that good, you know. But then
that's got to be hard. Like honestly, that's just got to be a hard life. I mean, to be on top, and then
yeah,
like you're like, oh wait, like maybe I don't have it anymore. What do I do?
Yeah, but Apollo saved the day.
He did. And then there's the famous beach running scene.
Yep.
I mean, that's...
Everyone always makes fun of them hugging in the water.
I don't know why. It's just two guys hugging.
Yeah, who cares? I hug you.
I do more than that. It's not gay. But anyway, you know what? This movie has great music, great fights. There's 3 fights in total. There's Thunderlips versus Rocky, Clubber versus Rocky, and Clubber versus Rocky at the end.
Yes,
longer fight.
Stallone wasn't pulling any punches. Like the first movie had 1 fight, the second movie had 1 fight, and all of a sudden we have 3.
Yeah, it just doesn't stop, man. It's like you don't get a break.
Yeah. So definitely entertaining. And then the funny thing, like the fight is good. Like, so this is also the only Rocky movie where it doesn't go the full rounds. It only goes 3.
Yeah.
Like, what did you? And there's no montage. It's all no cuts. It's just all 3 rounds. Like, did you like that, or did it bother you?
I love the fight. Like, honestly, like it's one of my favorites because Rocky gets mad. I mean, he gets mad in part 4 too. But this one, he's like, when he's like, "Come on, knock me out!" Yeah, like he gets mad.
Yeah.
And even Paulie dresses like he's not her. He's getting mad.
Right.
It
Yeah,
really
that gets you pumped up.
It
definitely
does.
Gets you pumped up.
But yeah, just this movie, yeah, it's like you said, entertaining.
And like no one blocked. Everyone's getting punched right in the face.
Oh, I know.
It's like in real life, you would go down.
Mr. Clubber has like these wide punches. Like, you ever notice that? He's like
yeah.
By the time it takes him to do this, you would think someone would be able to dodge because it's like, here's Creed. Boop boop. Here's Clubber.
Here's Clubber the whole first round.
Oh,
Getting punched.
I noticed that too. Like, yeah, like he's sitting there dancing. He's like, oh man,
no one would be able to take those hits, but it's entertaining. That's why it's so good, because it's fun.
There's great stuff between Paulie and Creed, and Paulie and Rocky, and Adrian and Rocky. There's some great moments there where she kind of talks him into trying hard again, and like she's with him and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like Stallone, he kind of traded some of the drama for more action, and then also more.
I was just looking at time. We're good.
Okay, he traded the drama for some more action, and also for some more comedy. Did you like that? Because, for instance, like Paulie in the first 2 movies, he wasn't really funny at all. But then from here on out, they gave him some levity, which it is good. I mean, I enjoy it.
But Paulie's humor in the first 2 movies was more like a dark humor. Like, it was almost like, it's not like what do they call it? Like, just like regular humor, like whatever they call it, like not like slapstick kind of humor, but just regular, in the first movie, he's like, I like the kid the more who broke the freaking mirror, like just things like that are kind
almost
of
like you're just laughing at him because he's kind of a goofball.
Right, but in this movie, it's like he's purposely saying funny stuff.
Yeah.
I liked it. I think it gave his character more meaning.
Yeah, I like when he's like, I don't like these people, and Rocky's like, well, if they don't like you, and he's like,
you either.
What did I do to them? Like even though it kind of did change his character, I feel like it was, I don't want to say for the better, but he was enjoyable. I mean, it wasn't like they made him worse.
Yeah.
I think it was something to give him to do. Because remember we talked about the second movie, he didn't have anything.
No, he didn't really do anything.
Yeah, so it was a good move.
But yeah, this movie, great acting, great music, great entertainment, great fights. Just all of it, it's all around a good movie.
Yeah, I actually liked how we had the Bill Conti music. And so Mick's theme was added to this. This was the first movie with Mick's theme. I love that theme.
Yes.
Like, when after he dies and Rocky's kind of going around just sad. Mm-hmm. Like, I love that theme music. But we get Eye of the Tiger, which was the first time we had like a pop song. Of course, remember you were talking about, Clubber Lang became popular, or Mr. T became popular.
Right.
Mm-hmm. This song put Survivor on the map. What we got?
Yeah, we're about to wrap it up here.
Okay. So then you get okay, so he wins the title back.
20 seconds.
Okay, Rocky and Apollo, you find out who wins in Creed 1, remember? Who won that 3rd fight. Stay tuned for the Creed review.
What do you give it? Hurry! 8 out of 10.
Yes!